You're a conservative feminist.
Yes. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily put them together like that, but I am a conservative and I am a feminist, yes.
You are a conservative, you are a feminist, okay. Can you explain how you're a feminist?
Absolutely. I'm a feminist because I stand for equal rights for all people. Specifically, in our current society, the one right that people do not have equally is the right to life. And so I fight for the rights of all women to be born, firstly, and men as well. But since we're talking about women's rights specifically,
Why
feminism,
firstly women?
Oh, just because we're talking about feminism. And a lot of times in modern feminism, which is not real feminism, I don't really want to consider it feminism, but for the sake of the argument, modern feminism likes to say that we're fighting for women's rights. But to me, I look around in society, women have the same rights as men, except women have more rights than men because we have the right to kill our own children. So I'm a feminist because I stand for the original reality of feminism, which is simply, at the very basis, a legal equality between men and women. And the original purpose of feminism was simply to have like the same right to vote, the same right to do basic functions in society, but not to kill our own children.
But you've already acknowledged that women do have all those equalities.
Except the right to life.
But how's that a feminist position?
Because it's equality amongst people. We don't have equality amongst people right now.
But women are capable of aborting their sons, their unborn sons and daughters. So
capable or like legally allowed to? What do you mean? Like, I guess you're capable anywhere, but even illegally.
But you said you're specifically talking about abortion, about aborting unborn females.
I specify that for the sake of the argument that we're fighting for women's rights to choose, but I'm saying women before they're born don't even have the right to life.
But why?
Including men.
Women will abort.
Specific example
but
of
here,
women. But I think it should be men and women. It's equality.
I'm just confused why you seem to overvalue. Like, does the value?
No, the value is the same between men and women. I think I understand what you're getting at. I'm only specifying it for the sake of the argument.
That you're a feminist?
Yes.
How's that it's
also true that the original feminists were pro-life, and they fought against abortion. And I stand for original feminism, not the corrupt, fake feminism of today.
But if you're I would categorize you more as a. I mean, abortion doesn't even strike me as like an egalitarian or feminist or like position, really.
It does, because if you actually look at the abortion industry, it is highly patriarchal. Most men actually profit more and gain more from the abortion industry than women do. Abortion hurts women and it kills people, and men profit off of it. The entire pro-abortion movement was started by men, and we claim that it's some kind of like women's right, when in reality it was started by men. Roe v. Wade was decided by men, and the entire thing is...
So you think that abortion is men's fault?
It's not fault, absolutely not.
Wait,
but it's run by, predominantly it is run by men.
Is that because most industries are run by men though?
Sorry?
Is that because most industries are predominantly run by men?
You could argue that that's a correlation, but my point is specifically about abortion being claimed as a like feminist movement, that like modern feminists are for abortion, like that's just a fact. But if you actually look at the abortion industry, it's not run by women.
AB check. Thank you for the 20 memberships. Wait, so hold on. You said abortion is a tool of the patriarchy?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
it can be in many ways.
But you say abortion was. I don't have a thorough history of abortion, but you're saying it's something that men wanted.
Absolutely. Yes.
Men wanted. I'm gonna have to look into that one.
If you look at
I actually agree with her. Like, I don't remember the exact facts, but I remember learning about this as well. It was mostly men behind the scenes pushing the abortion movement.
Are you saying that like it's a depopulationist movement? Is that what you're getting at? It's like more of a eugenics movement, and that there are men who are atop of that spear?
The founder of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, was a eugenicist. She was a racist. Her entire goal, as she was quoted to say, is to exterminate the undesirables. And so that was, and she worked alongside Bernard Nathanson, and he was the one who founded NARAL, Pro-Choice America. And so it's literally a industry run by men. If you look at, I mean, you mentioned porn. We're not going to talk about
how is it an abortion is an industry run by men? How so?
Well, you look at the reason why women get abortions, and a lot of times it's because they don't have support to continue their pregnancy, and they think that they're all alone in it. And oftentimes men say, oh, I believe in a woman's right to choose, and therefore they take a back seat to their own child. And so women feel the need to go and seek abortions because of that.
Wait, hold on.
And so oftentimes men are using abortion as a tool to escape responsibility.
Isn't it? I mean, I would like to see the statistics on this, but isn't it the case that like it's about 50-50 pro-life, pro-choice for both men and women?
Statistics have proven that usually it's about 50-50 throughout the time since Roe v. Wade, but that doesn't necessarily change the fact that the industry itself, I'm not talking about just general people's opinions.
What industry?
The industry of abortion.
And how is it, so you say that's controlled by men?
It's very, very predominantly run by men. For the,
So
and for
who's the
sake of
primary
argument that,
So what institution or system is having what's it called? What's the term when you provide an
Funding.
abortion? Is it Planned Parenthood?
the International Planned Parenthood Federation, yes.
Okay.
They're all over the entire world.
And is that, so you're saying that's primary? I mean, I don't know what the C-suite looks like for Planned Parenthood, but I mean, it occurs to me that's probably a very female-heavy organization.
It's a multi-billion-dollar nonprofit, and it was founded by the entire movement of the pro-choice movement early around the time of Roe v. Wade, and it was founded by men.
So you're saying because the founders are men, that's why you can take the feminist position on
It's
it.
not just the foundation of like NARAL being founded by men. It's the idea that in our current society, if you look at like sex trafficking, for example, the amount of predators who go into Planned Parenthoods with their like 14-year-old victim and they've gotten them pregnant, they go in there and there are in many places no need to have any kind of like determination if the person that they're with is their parent. There's no parental consent or notification, and so men are going in, predators of these children, and getting them abortions to hide the abuse that they're giving. So
Yeah, I mean,
So you're saying, do you think that's the case for most abortions?
it's not most, but it happens. The fact that it happens should be acknowledged.
No, but you're using an exceptional scenario to,
That's one example of the fact that it's a very patriarchal concept. It's also the idea that the modern feminism
your logic
believes
is not sound on that, but okay.
the modern feminism believes that in order to be equal to men, we have to have the right to kill our own children, and that is simply not true.
so
Okay,
you're
so-
not a modern feminist then.
Correct.
But
Because I don't
I'm
believe
looking
modern
at
feminism
Planned
is feminism.
Parenthood on here, and it says that it was founded by Margaret
Margaret
Sanger.
Sanger, yes.
A woman.
And look up NARAL. NARAL in some ways has
NARAL.
even more influence.
I see the predecessor was the American Birth Control League, and I'll look at that, which
Bernard
was
Nathanson?
also founded by
founded
Margaret Sanger.
And he became pro-life afterwards, and he showed a video of what an abortion is, and he changed millions of people's views.
This is getting into apex fallacy territory a little bit. Or wait, is it? You're looking at the behavior of one singular individual and sort of, I mean, what's that organization called? NARAL.
Yep. Yeah.
So your argument
National-
is because there was one man who was involved in.
That's not my argument. That's not my argument.
You're saying that it's
I'm also-
dominated by it's something that's dominated by men, and men
Yes,
sort of profit
it's
from
the
it. But wouldn't
concept of
you
it.
also say that that's the case with most industries? And generally, when there's money being made, and when it's a big industrial, because abortion is basically an industrial complex, wouldn't you say that for the most part, men are going to dominate these industries?
I think it depends on the industry. We can have a conversation about the beauty industry and have a whole conversation about that too. And I would agree,
Sure, but I mean,
to
the
a
vast
certain
majority
extent
of industries
that
will be
it's-
run by men, right?
It's used to control the idea of like how women see themselves. And I think this is kind of no different in a sense. But my point is that it's the concept of women have been convinced to believe that in order to be equal to men, they have to kill their own children. And who is purporting this idea?
But like, if you look at the marches that happen, the vast majority of the people who are protesting for abortion and the vast majority of people who are in favor of abortion and will die on that hill are women. So you can look at the very top and you can say there's the problem, or you can look at everybody else.
I mean, all of the protests
Statistically, more women are pro-choice.
Yeah, all the protests I've ever been to, either the pro-abortion side were paid for to be there, and they're just random people who didn't actually care, or it was both men and women.
Do you think it's a very
And the men were
contentious?
telling me, no uterus, no opinion to my face, and I was like, what?
So you think that more men are protesting for abortion than women?
I don't think that that's an accurate like example of whether or not abortion as a whole, like whether I show up to a protest and somebody is there and he happens to be a man.
But so if you look at like a big protest with say 10,000 people
don't
all
think that's a
wearing
good
their
example.
wearing their pussy hats, you don't think that that's a good representation of who's
I
in
don't think
favor
that's a
of
good
abortion?
example because if you go to a beauty event and let's say hypothetically the beauty industry is run by men, you think a bunch of men are going to show up? It's a behind the scenes concept. That's why I mentioned.
But I'm not-
Sounds
that's-
like a
yeah.
conspiracy theory to
It's,
me.
it's the reason why I mentioned the abusers coming into Planned Parenthood and bringing these young girls who are victims of their crimes and hiding that crime. Why is sex trafficking like modern day slavery?
Yeah, I'd
It's
say
happening
sex
every day.
trafficking is probably a different issue though to
It's
the
very
to the issue
connected.
of like
It's very
why
connected.
being anti-abortion is necessarily a feminist issue.
It's connected though because you can hide abuse if you have abortion.
Yeah, I would say
It's accessible.
that's an aspect of it that is obviously absolutely horrible, and yeah, I would agree with you there.
Let's-
However, your position though is that you're a feminist because of this abortion industry that is supposedly
I'm
patriarchal.
I'm not just a feminist because of that. The primary reason why I'm a feminist, besides the fact that I agree with early feminism and my right to vote, the right to be here right now and have my own like nonprofit, is also because I'm a feminist because we should stand for equal rights for all people. And women don't
Would you
have
say that the
the right to
first,
life. Women don't have the right to life.
Wait, but
when
the
they're-
first
men
wave-
don't have the right to life either.
I just said that. I just said
So it's not
women
a
don't have
feminist-
the
How is it
right
a
to life, men don't have
feminist-
the right to life. Equality would be
So it occurs.
both genders having the right
So
to
your
life.
position is you care more about
Both people.
female fetuses than male
False.
fetuses.
False.
So then you're
But then you're not.
yeah.
It's
I'm
not a
using it as an
feminist
ex-
position.
It's a
You're
pro-life
You're
position.
pro-life. You're
Yeah, it's a
pro-lifer.
pro-life
you don't understand the point I'm making.
No, because you're not articulating it very well, or
It's
it's just.
equality. Equality among both sexes would be having the right to life.
So are you arguing that women have less of a right to life than men?
I'm arguing that women have more rights than men right now, which is not feminist. And I'm a feminist because I don't think women should have more rights than men. They shouldn't have the right to kill other people. It's really straightforward, actually.
No, but then that makes it
so
not
you want to
necess-
walk back? I think I sort of see what you're
So
saying.
you're an original. You call yourself like an original sort of first wave feminist, if you will, and you don't necessarily think that women don't have the rights. Like you would agree that they achieve their means.
Of course.
Their first.
Yeah, the
wave
I think I
only-
see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Right.
I
Sort
believe
of,
we are literally
kind
equal
of,
people.
sort of.
Yeah, yeah.
I just happen
But
to
I
have
think
an
that
extra right than you
just
do
the
to
abortion
something like
thing is not necessarily a feminist position. It's just a pro-life position because you believe in pro-life for both.
I think correct me if I'm wrong here. Okay, so you think that women, when it comes to abortion, they have a right that men don't have,
Correct.
which is not equality. Therefore, you want to walk back women's abortion rights to create equality, aka true equality, and that would be a feminist position.
Yes, but you also have to mention the fact that I believe both people should have equal right to life, which is the fundamental purpose of not allowing women to kill people.
Pro-life
So, yes.
position. Yeah.
Okay, all right.